Go ahead, do your thing, bro.
Yo, you feel the pulse.
Yeah, I thought I'd give like a little blast for the past join in that time. You know, we get that. Let's get this thing excited, yo. Yeah,
Yes,
boy.
sir. Yes, sir.
GNT, right back at it. Episode 124. Everybody, welcome aboard the show. You got
Yes.
myself, Cap, is in the building. Your captain is on the ones and twos. You're under good control. You're good. And then you have Tone, the promoter, alongside me. What's going on, broski?
What it do, man? What's going on, GNT Sports World? Thank y'all tuning in. What you said? Episode 124? 124? 124, bro. 124, bro, man. You know, things that obviously prosper, man, has consistency, man. We definitely display that and had that, man. So shouts out to you, Cat, and that desire, you know what I'm saying, and that passion to want to do this every week, still going, not worrying about, we never conversate about what the numbers look like, but we want the numbers to be there, but we never want some, oh my God, nobody tuning in, nah, man, because this is what we do, it's going to reach who is going to reach, you know what I'm saying, if y'all want to see GNT right where we need to be, you know what I'm saying, so let's get into it, Cat.
Absolutely. And look, for everyone that's watching or that will be watching, because it's funny because the fact that we have our show on a Wednesday night, and we choose this day on purpose because the NFL wants to have Thursday night games every freaking Thursday when the season's up. You know what I mean? So it was right in the middle of everything. So we wanted to have the show right before the season started. You know what I mean?
Nights in there too now. They got Friday nights that's starting to be a part of the league.
Yep.
Obviously, we know late in the season Saturdays get popular. We already know what Sunday gonna look like. We already know what Monday gonna look like. So you got that Tuesday, Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? So, but we appreciate you whoever tunes in when you're tuned in. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're live with us, catching us on the tube. You know what I'm saying?
So, you know, look, so regardless of when you actually tune in, we appreciate every single one of y'all. We thank y'all so much for tuning in and being part of the show with us. But we have a deep conversation to get into tonight. It was just me and Tone. Tone got a whole bunch of questions he want to ask the Cap. I don't know. Maybe he wants to start controlling the whole entire system. I don't know what it is, the questions that he going to ask. But he going to ask me some questions, so I'll be more than happy to answer those questions. And we have a deep conversation of who exactly is the face of the NBA going forward. That's going to be the question for y'all guys. And we have another deeper question too, Pauls, when it comes to the NFL. But before we get to all that, we want to just recognize greatness when greatness happens. Back just a number of days ago, USA went ahead and took the gold medal in hockey in the Olympics, in the Winter Olympics that just passed. Not just the men's team went ahead and claimed that W. The women's team also claimed that W as well. They're walking around with the gold medal around their necks. So we just want to give just high praise and everything to the hockey squads of the USA team, both teams, for getting that dub out there. And congratulations to those guys and every single one of those American athletes that was out there and just did their thing. If you medaled or did not medal, it does not matter. Y'all guys represented the country well, and we appreciate all your hard work. But Tone, what you want to say about that comment, man?
Well, you know, I mean, first off, for starters, man, you know, GNT, we are a sports talk podcast. You know what I'm saying? Here and there, you might hear us mention, you know what I mean, the sport hockey. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's because none of us on the panel played, and you know what I'm saying. But we right there with the Flyers, though. You know what I'm saying? If they in the trenches and they, you know what I mean, doing what they need to do, we definitely be down Broad Street. So don't get that twisted. But you know what I'm saying? We definitely got to give, you know, recognition to this kind of feat because obviously, what did it do? In the 46-year drought, 46 years of not, you know, winning that gold medal. But, you know, hockey is a Canadian sport, you know what I mean? So it's like that's what they specialize in. So that's what they may be going, you know, dominate in. So for years and years and years, you know what I'm saying, the US competed, you know what I'm saying, tried to do that. And since the 1980 team was the last team to win that, this team has done so. So I just want to read a little bit, man, some things that I looked up, you know what I mean, about this win. Just, you know, it's, you know what I mean, significance obviously to the sport, you know what I mean, of like I said, hockey because of it being a Canadian sport and they beat Canada. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like the icing on the cake, you know what I'm saying? Like what they say, it tastes much sweeter, you know what I'm saying? Pause. But, you know what I mean? So, like I said, I just want to read these little things I looked up and seen about them. So they said the historic 26 Olympic win. What happened? In the men's Olympic hockey final at the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan Cortina, Team USA defeated Team Canada 2-1 in overtime to win the gold medal. Of course, we all knew that. But the victory marked the first Olympic gold for the U.S. men's team since 1980 in the 46-year drought since the Farm Miracle on Ice team. And if y'all don't know the history behind that miracle, you know, on Ice team is because they said Soviet Union like spanked them like 10-1, you know what I mean, like prior to that game. So they was like they don't have a shot, you know what I mean, to beat them. At least that's what obviously the critics and the scouts would have said. But of course they like I said, that's why I guess they call them, you know, that miracle team. And so they categorized this segment as the game winning moment. It was that guy Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes winning goal, just 141 in the sudden death overtime to obviously get the goal. I don't know if y'all seen it. It was right off the rip. As soon as the puck dropped, they go up to John and whoop. Both said, we out of here. You know what I'm saying? We playing no games, you know what I'm saying, exit stage left. They said it was a dramatic finish. Hughes played, he threw having his teeth knocked out early in the game. Did you see that?
Yeah.
They checked me with this. Boom. My man had like 3 choppers in his mouth. I said, damn, man.
His one tooth looked like it was doing a straight 45-degree angle.
I was like, damn. But they say who the key contributor was the goalie. His name was Connor Heidebuck. And I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I might be having a cat moment. But Connor Heidebuck was sensational in the net, making 41 saves and keeping the Canadians off in that bay. Like he was, I seen the highlights, man. He was stopping everything out there. Like he was an octopus out there, Joe. Man, I don't know. He was just getting it done. Like pop, 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 pop. You know what I'm saying? And then they said the Americans finished the tournament undefeated, 6-0, showing consistency throughout. So straight dominance, man. Like I said, shout out to the USA team. The significance of the win. Like we said, 46-year gap, right? The previous U.S. men's Olympic gold team at the 1980 Lake Placid Games immortalized as the miracle on ice when the U.S. defeated the Soviet Union. Since then, the U.S. has been chasing another top podium finish until this moment in 2026. It's a historic sweep with both the men's and women's team winning the gold at these same Olympics. The U.S. achieved a rare hockey sweep, joining Canada as the only second nation to do so. So the sweep that happened in the men's and women's hockey has only happened once. Obviously, prior to the 2026 games, but now the USA is now the second nation to have swept the gold in U.S. hockey, man. So salute to everybody who be skating on that ice, man, doing that thing with the hockey stick, man. I couldn't do it. But shout out to y'all.
Well, I hope our signal gets a little bit better for you, bro. But we appreciate you so much for being a new viewer with us. Definitely appreciate you. Do not be a stranger. Every time you see us online, man, just join this conversation. That's what it's all about. This is all about the community. We appreciate you being part of this Home Attack conversation. Seriously. But you know what? Like with that win, and I was saying, like, man, when was the last time they won? That was all. That's all, I think that's a lot of people's thought process when we knew that they made it to the medal, the gold medal game itself against Canada. It was like, okay, yeah, when was the last time those in this position? When's the last time they won? And it's like, yo, they made movies. They made a movie for the last time that they won, and that's the miracle on ice. So, once again, congratulations to that U.S. team, both men's and women, for taking home the gold, which was something that clearly has been eluding the U.S. team for a long time. So, congratulations, seriously, to the U.S. team and all the U.S. athletes once again that was out there. And Mulan, go ahead and competing, for the Olympics, for their Olympic dreams. So God bless them all, and I hope they had a blast out there. And I'm sure if we was out there doing our thing, we would have had a good time too. You know what I mean? So,
you talking about having a blast? Pause, right? You see the report that they had ran out of like 10,000 condoms in like 3 days.
Oh, that's a whole different type of blast, bro. That was.
No, but I'm just saying you were dead on.
I wasn't thinking it was that type of blast though, but it's
I was just trying to say you were right, man. It was definitely a blast. If they ran out of they said it was 3,000 athletes there, right? 10,000 yandos out there, right? So what they giving them out to family and friends?
I guess it's how many was used per night. That's like the Olympics is only 2 weeks long. Pause. I mean,
they said we like every off event. Like, look, if you ain't gotta skate until 4:00. Hey, listen.
Jeez. Okay. Well, that's one way of keeping loose. No. That's one way. Hey, keep all the stress off you.
Right, that's all
Oh man.
Wow.
Yes, we are, Sean. We are number one. And we're trying to reach the number one status when it comes to sports podcasts, especially in Philly as well. So yes, I'm going to claim that already. If he wasn't referring to us, dang it, I'm going to take it right now. Yeah, we are number one. I'm going to go ahead and just keep that moving. All right, but I appreciate you, Sean, for being here with us one more time, man. Definitely appreciate you. All right, Tone. So I was a little nervous when you told me earlier that you had some questions, for the Cap. So and I'm pretty sure it's more than just for me, it's also for y'all guys as well. So please feel free to give y'all guys answer, and I'll go ahead and highlight them as well. So Tone, hit me with the first question, sir.
All right, so obviously, GNT, we promoted the boxer, you know what I'm saying, before we promoted plenty of boxers, actually. You know what I'm saying? We went training, did our thing, went to the fights, did all that, you know what I'm saying? So we are obviously, close to that sport. And we see the insides and outs. We was in the locker rooms, the gyms, the training, we seen all of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But one sport we don't talk about is the UFC. Now, with that being said, and with the way boxing is kind of going now with like these what were they, exhibition fights, you know what I'm saying? Like these fights where they're not real, they don't count. It's a major payday. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you see the fight that's supposed to be coming up between Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah, I did. You take care of yourself, man. I appreciate you showing up, bro. Seriously, thanks again.
Yeah, it's a heavyweight, against a welterweight. Like, wow. Like, what if that don't even happen, you know what I'm saying, for real. So how are we supposed to take that? Like, Mike ain't gonna be able to throw certain punches and come on. Like it's a gimmick. So my question is UFC versus boxing. Which sport owns the casual fan now?
The UFC. Yeah, I would definitely say the UFC.
Yeah.
Because it's funny because at least it felt this way when boxing was slowing down its momentum, stop having those big names that we all was kind of like drawn to. You know what I mean? It's like we all saw when it started to slip. We can feel when boxing kind of slipped, when the heavyweights stopped being like the draw, where the welterweights and the middleweights became like the ones that everybody was kind of leaning towards. That's kind of when boxing kind of went down to, I would say, to the casual fans. But how many casual fans is out there that actually know about, and this is going total left, but that knows almost every WWE wrestler out there right now? There's a lot of casual fans that follow WWE. And if you think about it, UFC is kind of the closest thing to being a real life WWE type of event.
Right.
And it's like gladiators out there actually fighting each other. So I would say that definitely the UFC fan base has a whole lot more casual fans than I would say boxers right now.
Yeah, because and I would have to agree, and not so much because I'm a UFC fan or anything, but just how much of a fan I am of boxing to see where boxing is kind of going a little bit. But some of the fights, you know what I mean? Like of course, all the boxing people, compare a lot of fighters to the fighters back in the day. The only reason why is because they all fought each other, man. All the greats back in the day fought each other. There's no
Right.
ducking sport. Like everybody fought everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like it's a lot of fighters out there, man, that they step in the ring. I don't know the politics, the talk behind scenes. It's not what it really is. It's all for show and make this money and all that. Like I don't know what the sport is with that, man. Like the best should fight the best so we can know who the best is, right? You know what I mean? So yeah, I would definitely say, you know what I'm saying, that UFC got the casual fan right now because of, you know what I mean, the way some of these boxing fights are happening. Like I said, not scheduling the big fights. What happened? What about the sport where they be yo, come on, man.
Yo, good point, bro.
And what about the other joint? When the boys like they be kind of like playing rugby, and I guess they just run into each other and they try to just like bump into each other, they knock each other out, like tackling. Like I'm like, yo, Stan's up for that, man. I'm cool. I'm cool, but yeah, that slapping joint is crazy.
Yo, real crazy. It's especially with like after they start growling after they slap. Yeah, like.
Nah. Like it's like if you don't knock the ball out with your first slap, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Yeah. Especially like, you in trouble now.
Then he's like, blah, he hit him with the 5. You know what I'm saying?
See the ball fly off, like they fly off the screen.
Yeah, right. That be still.
Yeah. Or the one trying to hold on, but the whole soul left for like 2 seconds.
Gone.
Yo, good. Yo, Sean, good point, bro. Good point. It's funny because it feels like, I don't know. There was no other options in my eyes. It was like, all right, you was going to play football. You was going to run ball. You're going to try to get into baseball. If you can actually see the ball coming at, flying at you, going like a good 70 miles an hour when he's being tossed to you, or when he gets hit by a bat, like those were the options. Maybe tennis, for the other guys, but no, those are the only sports that I knew I wanted to get into. I didn't think I ever wanted to get into slapping somebody, but You know, wherever suits you. Hey,
Yeah, I mean, it's only when necessary, but not like, you know what I'm saying, as a sport. I'm volunteering the left side of my jaw, like, go ahead, you know what I'm saying? Like,
for straight fun. For straight fun, though.
how
Yeah,
do you
that was
train? How
fun.
you train for that? How you train for that? How you train for that?
I don't know. Yo, that's a good question. Sean, how do you train for that, bro? Maybe you know.
I guess you gotta do with I guess you
That's
gotta do what Shorty did on Thin Line Between Love and Hate and hit yourself in the face with oranges, like, you know what I mean? Try to get that jaw.
say
Yeah,
he's such a couple people in real life. Real life, This man just slapped this. Oh man. Yo, it was funny. This is the perfect time for the Red Man song. I slapped this. Ouch.
Yeah, right.
Anyway. All right. So that was the first question. What was the next one?
Now we obviously know your man, Jake Paul. So are influencers good for the sport or disrespectful to it?
I thought at first it was a respect to the sport. I thought he was really taking it seriously. And then he fought Mike Tyson. And then it was like you disrespecting the sport. You totally disrespecting the sport. And then when he actually fought a real fighter, that's like a real fighter, that's not extremely old, or what I mean, he fought like a fighter in his weight class, like, and you saw what happened. Now, granted, you have to say that at least he brought excitement back to the sport, where the names aren't there anymore to really bring that excitement like it was before. When Mike Tyson was fighting, the whole nation was watching. You know what I mean? Evander Holyfield, the whole nation was watching. Who is that guy right now where the whole nation wants to watch fight? So at least he brought that type of excitement. But yeah, it feels as though it's more of a disrespect than it is a respect thing.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, man. Because when he first, like you said, I can't even say when he first came out. When he first came out, I knew the very, very, very obviously first fight that he had was against Nate Robinson. Like, come on.
Right. Right.
Yo, man, he knocked that boy back into Washington. Like, he was back in college, man. He slept. That was crazy. But that was when I was like, it was a joke. But then I thought he was really getting into it to train and, you know what I'm saying, really try to get into the sport and be a fighter. Where it was disrespectful for the sport. And I think, you know what I'm saying, for real, on the flip side, to be the devil's advocate, man, it was the money. Yeah, he disrespected the sport by obviously turning into what it's turned into. But, you know what I mean, some of the paydays that this man makes just from doing an exhibition fight is way more than what he would get if he actually was, trying to work his way to probably getting, a rank-in or getting a belt, stuff like that. So it's like, I'm gonna get this bag, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, all the fakes, like Sean said, all the fights that he's doing is fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, except for when he did, like you said, fought the real fighter who was actually a boxer, he lost. You know what I'm saying? He lost. And not saying that he can't be good in the sport, but if you're gonna do it where it's respectable, where it's not like you wanna go fight Mike Tyson. Like, that joint was super, like, Mike couldn't throw certain punches. It was like, so, but still, when he got in that ring with Joshua, he said, "God, like, okay, all right, this is what the sport, is really about." You know what I'm saying? Like, and this ain't no entertainment right here. Like, you find somebody who did this, who does it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Champion, knocking cats out. So, So yeah, you gotta definitely say he disrespected the sport. But like I said, man, if I got into it on some gimmick stuff, and then what I'm saying, I started to train, get it right, and a network or promoter, somebody come to me talking about hundreds of M's, yeah, all right, yeah, I'm fighting Grady from Sanford and Son. I don't care. I'm, I'm getting 100 M's. You hear me? I don't care what y'all guys say about me after that. I'm rich, bitch.
He said Grady from Sanford and Sons.
For real, man.
I feel you. No, I feel you. It's like real talk. That's
But no, but no.
What's not disrespectful was that paycheck. That paycheck was not disrespectful. That was very respectable. So I get that. All right. Well, next question, sir.
We can get into the next segment.
All right. Before we start talking about the face of the NBA, here's my question to you, Tone, and to you, Sean, and to you, D-Boy, that's over on Instagram, and anybody else that's going to be watching this. Make sure you drop your comments at the bottom if you're watching this later on. Here is my question to you. The NFL, for the longest time, had one player and one player only as the standard of winning. And that standard and that belt was on the waist and on the shoulder of one Patrick Mahomes over in Kansas City. Now, we all know what happened to Patrick Mahomes back in 2024 when we never seen a team get blown out that bad ever in the Super Bowl, but we got to still respect the man and his team because of the fact that they made it to the Super Bowl. So you got to respect them. But then we saw what happened last year, especially going towards the end of the year where Patrick Mahomes is now hurt for he was hurt for the last quarter of the season. And also now you see that his tight end, Mr. Kelsey, obviously he has, a lot of options right now. He can retire right now. You already know he's probably going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. You already know that he has a career that was already set up when it comes to podcast world with his brother. He don't even got to work again if he marries the one that he's engaged with, and the money is already there. All you got to do is follow. Regardless, he's good, right? Wherever what he decides. But that was his safety blanket. So here's my question. Is Patrick Mahomes done? Is his run as the NFL standard over? Patty Mahomes.
Over. That's the like, that's it type of word, over. He is like done. Patrick Mahomes, I would have to say no. You know what I'm saying? No. No, he's not done. Obviously, there's been a lot of people come back from ACL injuries, so done, no. Plan, no. Question of the night, obviously, or alluding to your question, is can he be a part? Can he leave and be a part of another dynasty that he's already accomplished to almost get to that 5-6 championship, tier? Can Patrick Mahomes get another dynasty? There's 3 phases of that point that we have to obviously dive into. Number 1, first point is dynasties are rare for a reason, and these are the reasons. Salary cap era punishes success. Depth gets expensive. Assistants leave and windows shrink. And we all got to realize now that nowadays in the game of the NFL, the Brady standard is unrealistic. Ain't nobody dominating this league. I think it's changing. It's changing every year. Like the talent keeps getting better all across the league. Number 2, the AFC arms race. Every year, the competition reloads, and then it could be one injury, one bad draft class, one playoff upset, on a monumental shift, and the momentum will shift fast. Like so, we all seen like before Mahomes tore his ACL, people still was not trying to give up on the Chiefs. And when I say everybody, even us included, but the media, they just kept all they got to do is win next week, and they lost. All they got to do is win next week. You can't never count Patty Mahomes out. You can't. And then it was just like the season just came a reality when that ACL popped. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like, because that's just how it was going. And of course, he has to come back. He has to rehab. He has to get that confidence, back. Playing injury. I don't know if he ever suffered any devastating injury like that before in his career.
Right.
But he has to get back mentally. And as long as Andy Reid is there, and then I think it's time for them to retool his offense with some gunners.
Absolutely.
Like Kelsey is on his way out the door. You know what I'm saying? So if that was what he was good at, or that was one of the assets that he had, where he was on proficient, get him a nice young tight end that he can gel with and build that momentum with. Like I said, getting that on, and also get a top receiver, man. Get a top receiver. Like, hey, man, if this buzz about the AJ Brown is true, or whatever the case may be, what that is. If I'm KC, I'm on the phone with you. They talking about, Lori and all, like, no offers that he can't refuse, like, or he's just going to listen to everything that's out there. Call him up and shoot him something. You know what I'm saying? And see what happens for somebody like that. Like, you're going to have to equip him. You know what I'm saying? I think with some heavy hitters, man, they're gonna need a consistent running back. I ain't saying he gotta go get like what I'm saying, a top of the line guy, but he needs a consistent running back. Somebody who he know he's gonna be his number one. And then, what I'm saying, having a solid backup. Now we just see that Mr. Walker might leave Seattle. You better get on the phone with his agent. You best to get on his phone.
Yeah.
I don't know how much money, Casey has. And then I think I seen a report that Mahomes came out and said that he would restructure his contract. You know what I'm saying? To bring on some firepower. So
yeah, I think they said that he was going to, and that was one saving like $40-something million right back this year.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
And
that's what happens when you sign a 10-year daggone contract. But
10-year 5. Yeah, right. Hey, man. Hey, I secured that too. But
in fact,
the last point, the legacy fatigue. The league always wants a new face. If someone younger catches fire, narratives would change quickly. And you know what I want to say to the end of that point was I seen a report with a guy who's an ex-player from the Chargers. I forget his name. He went ham on the league because of, rest in peace, Rondell Moore, from he was with the Minnesota Vikings, man. But I know he was playing for the Cardinals, man. And of course, they went into the mental health thing, about that, and the league obviously put out a message behind that. But the guy came out and said that he was like, the league is full of crap, when it comes to the mental health. He's like, they don't care about you. He's like, all they care about is what you do on that field on Sundays. He gave a story where he was like, he had a birth with one of his children. He's like, he's at the hospital. He said his wife just gave birth. He's holding his newborn right out the womb. Umbilical cord just cut. Coach called his phone. He's like, he thinking he calling him to, congratulate him and wish the baby, well, good health and that. He said the ball said, remember your day job. Remember that you have a day job. And that was it. So he like, man, they only care. He's like, when you get injured, He like, when you get injured, they don't even treat you like you're a part of the team because you can't help them on Sundays. He's like, that's why some guys rush back from injuries when they're not even 100%. You know what I mean?
The
You
one
don't
for
want
the
to lose, you
complaints.
don't want to lose your spot. You know what I
Right.
mean? So he was like, man, he's like, I'm just saying something because I'm tired now. He's like, I'm speaking up for the players who can't, speak. He's like, that's just how it is in the league, man. He said they don't care about. He's like, he really think they don't care about y'all, like Michael Jackson said. And and they only could care about what you doing on Sunday.
Yo, it's crazy because if you listen to the players, especially ones in the NFL, especially NFL players, like the coaches that they love, like they really go over and beyond to show their appreciation for them. Like, like Vabel, yo, there's still players. AJ Brown is an example. There's still players that have a great relationship with him even after all those years over in Tennessee, over with the Patriots. What you gonna say?
No, it's funny you say that because I don't know if this was fake news, but I thought I seen a post where AJ Brown said he hated Mike Vrabel.
Yo, so
unless that was just like clickbait and he was just saying that, to be funny. But I thought I seen a report that said something I hate Reeves or something like that.
And that was the case when he first got traded, because Vabel said, like, oh, as long as I'm the coach here, you don't ever have to work.
Or something? Was that an old post? You saying you think that was an old post?
Yeah, because he did say that, he felt disrespected by Vabes because he promised that he wasn't going to be traded. And then out of nowhere, he got traded. So he felt as though that he was part of it, therefore that hatred was there for him there. But it was just Vabel was just at the combine right now and being interviewed. And of course, the media asks about his relationship with AJ, and they talk all the time. Of course, not about about teams and what have you, but about just their relationship of them supporting each other during the good times and the bad times, and blah blah blah. How he's proud of him being a father and being a husband, and is a lot of love and respect. And so they talk to each other all the time. So, but you get that. I mean, and that's with AJ Brown being traded and couldn't stand the fact that he left. And he still got that type of respect from him. I mean, that's major. So it's these coaches when they go all out for their coaches that they love, just like the Andy Reid's. Like these players still love Andy Reid. Yeah. All over from the 90s all the way into the players now. That's the reason why it would not surprise me talking about Andy Reid now, since we were talking about Patrick Mahomes, that it would not surprise me that a lot of those old players can give a spark back to this team if they go ahead and come back. For example, Patrick Mahomes will have a run again if, for example, Tyreek Hill comes back over to KC. If you get a fresh Tyreek Hill with those wheels, if he's good, with Worthy on the other side, two speedsters, and if Walker's available, you get him. I mean, that's a lot of.
I'm not saying that it wouldn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, if Mahomes can get back to what Mahomes is capable of doing, he's great with any weapon on the field. But he got to have a big target out there. He can have these little guys, these little speedsters. You know what I'm saying? Unless he going to do it, you know what I'm saying, on some slot work. You know what I'm saying? They do that West Coast offense that 1, 2, 3 step, boom, boom, getting it out. You know what I mean? Well, like I said, a big target. And Juju is a free agent right now. You know what I'm saying? The only thing with him, man, he's kind of injury prone.
Yep.
And that wouldn't work obviously for them.
Nope. Look, I will always say that Patrick Mahomes' biggest weapon for him for years has always been a tight end.
Well,
that's the big body player that you're referring to, the big body receiver that he needs. You know what I mean? Right, always take out the middle.
He looks at the middle of the field. So
yep. And then he just blow the doors off when it comes to his arm power when it comes to the speedsters. because I still say, like, even though the Eagles destroyed them in the Super Bowl, I would say that that last touchdown pass that was in that game was the 60-yard dart by Mahomes to Worthy. That was one of the best passes I've seen in a long time, man. So, it's you get that man some weapons. I still see, him still making some noise, but it's going to look different now. I think it's going to look different.
Oh, big time. Big time.
Yeah, it's going to look different because, I think finally, well, not finally. We have to see exactly what the Bills is going to be made out of. We got to see if Lamar. Yeah, we got to see it. We got to see if Lamar is going to do something without folding again. I mean, it's still a lot of questions on that side too, but we'll see. No,
Who
we'll see.
Baltimore coach right now? Who they hired? They hired Stefanski? No, who's Baltimore coach right now? No, Stefanski went to Atlanta, didn't he?
No, he's not Stefanski. Yeah, Stefanski is definitely in Atlanta. I cannot recall. Anybody watching, if y'all want to drop that, that'll be good for me. But let's go to show. Don't even matter. Don't even matter. It don't even matter. Lamar's still gonna be Lamar at the end of the day. All right, so that's our Mahomes talk.
Yes. Yes.
And we're going to see. I know free agency starts in like week and a half, almost 2 weeks. So, which is my favorite time of the sports year. Good old NFL free agency. That's my favorite time. I that's when I stay on X, aka Twitter, just seeing what moves is going to happen. It's my favorite time of the year when it comes to off season. So I cannot wait for that. And definitely we're going to be talking about that as we go along. But I know you have a couple more questions before we get to the big topic. What's the last couple questions, sir?
All right. So just think of any player in any sport. When I ask you this question, any player in any sport, you can go anywhere you want. But give me, and I only need one. If you want to answer all three, that's fine, but only need one. You only have to expound on one.
Okay.
Give me a player that you either think is overrated, underrated, or properly rated.
Overrated, underrated.
No, I'm not saying that all the players obviously have all these qualities. I'm saying just somebody who you may think is overrated, somebody who you may think is underrated, or somebody who you think is properly rated.
Current, or I can go older players as well.
How do you want to answer the question? But yeah,
I have a terrible take. I have a terrible take. And yeah, you're gonna be mad at this. So before I go and answer it, hey Taya. Good to see you. Okay. Okay, you ready? Cause you're gonna make a face. I think Joker's overrated.
Joker who? The movie Batman? The Joker?
No. I think Joker from Denver is overrated. I think he's overrated. In my opinion, someone that's like almost 7 foot better be great getting rebounds. Now, granted, he does some stuff that like big man not supposed to be able to do when it comes to assists and everything. But every single time I watch a Denver game and I see him chuck up a shot that I know is ugly, that he nowhere where he should have threw that up. I literally see him run after the ball, like knock people over to get the rebound. He knows he's going to miss it and then put it back up. I see him when he plays against like Embiid, and I see Embiid just destroy him. And I see him play against other big men, and I don't see what the big deal is with him. And I know it's just me. Maybe it's me being hateful because y'all say that when I'm a hater on things that I see things like totally differently. But my guy is Joker when it comes to being overrated. Now, when it comes to a player that's rated correctly, 100% correctly, in my opinion, and I'm going to go NFL, is Barry Sanders. He's rated correctly. Barry Sanders, when in everybody's eyes, if you don't say that he's not one of the top 3 running backs of all time, then you're not from this planet or you didn't watch the sport. He's rated correctly. His speed, phenomenal. Illusion, him being able to evade, everybody know he was the best. With no offensive line, no good quarterback, no wide receivers. Him being the whole entire offense, ran for over 2,000 yards multiple times. He's rated correctly. So there you go. I'll go with those 2.
Yeah, man. Overrated right now for me, and this is that. I'm gonna say LeBron.
I knew you was going there, though. I knew you was
no,
going
no. And I'm not even talking about legacy. I'm just talking about. I'm talking about like this year,
like right now. Yeah.
And no, and maybe he's not. And maybe he's not even really getting rated high or looked at as the face of the league anymore. It's like that effect that he had on the game, before. And what's crazy is, yes, he can still get some of those numbers, what I'm saying, that he get. And he'll get them, he'll go off on the night. Yeah, if it's 30, if it's 40, what I'm saying, no flashes, what I'm saying? But, what I mean, this is not, it's not the same anymore. And plus they cater to a guy who leads the league in scoring right now. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's LeBron James. We know who it is, obviously, arguably the GOAT of the sport. You know what I'm saying? So we're not talking chopped liver. So him being on the team, yes, he's going to be, looked at as an integral part of the team, a great leader, good visionary. Like he sees things, he's been around 20 plus years. Like I said, stamped in the game. You better be listening to, LBJ, right? But I just think that, it seemed like the talking is kind of, stopping a little bit, you know what I'm saying? As far as being that, you know what I mean? And they talk about Luke, well, they just talk about the other stars, in the league that we want, get into. So that's my overrated. Underrated, yo. Call me biased, call me a homer. But I'm gonna go Tyrese Maxey, man. And not that he's not getting recognition or people don't really know obviously like who he is, and I'm saying, because people definitely know, I'm saying, who Tyrese Maxey is, but I just don't think they probably put him in the same like level as like a Donovan Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they'd probably put him in the same category as like Jalen Brunson. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think they're trying, poop on Maxey when it comes to that. When, to me, man, he the best guard in the East right now. When they're playing like one of the best guards, you know what I'm saying, in the East right now, man. Like, he defend, you know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't out there just getting cooked or, you know what I'm saying, doing all that and fighting.
That Tyrese Maxey.
And he banged on another board with the left the night before that. Gave out another facial with the lefty paws, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, every year though, man, that's what I'm saying about this kid, man. Like every year he has went to another height. Every year in his career, man, he's definitely been on another floor. Like he's taken elevated to another floor. And right now, man, he one of them, man. He is one of them. And like I said, I'm not saying that the league pooping on any name, really recognizing, you know what I'm saying, like who he is and what he's doing, things like that. But for me, man, I think he's a little bit underrated. If not the top guard, one of the top 2 guards, you know what I'm saying, in the East, man.
I agree. I agree. And I understand, like, I don't want to be a homer, blah, blah, blah. I get that. I totally get that.
Because you
But right now,
because people would say, that's your point. Yeah, it's coming from.
it's your point guard. Yeah.
And okay, so that I ain't saying you got to listen to me or believe me because that's the case, but I see on that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I watch the games. I study my team. I'm a homer. I watch. So I'm here. I'm watching the growth. You know what I mean? Just like wherever you from, whatever team you may root for. I'm sure you know that about your team. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean?
I agree. I definitely agree. And I was I downloaded that video because I wanted to have that part of my archives because of how that one time play happened and the fact that he didn't back down to what one of the players that we're going to talk about in the next segment of their conversation that we're about to get into in a minute. But it's go to show he's trying to tell the league, he's trying to show the league that he's here, and you can't just ignore Maxey and what he's doing right now. Like he literally took that last loss that we had against the Pelicans. He took that personal, and I'm happy that he did. And now look how he's played the last two games. He just had to keep that up. And once again, will he be disrespected again and be looked at as an underrated player, or will he finally put him on the pedestal he needs to? We're going to find out. Any more questions that you have, Tone, or is it time for the last?
Yeah. No.
Oh, you got okay. You got more. Let's go.
Any player, any sport, any whatever you think of. Remember, when I'm asking you these questions, it's broad questions, so it ain't like I'm looking for a certain sport, anything like that. If you have to give me one athlete who right now, currently, their legacy is on the line.
Just one?
However you want to answer it, bro.
Lamar Jackson. His legacy is on the line because for the last 4 years, if he wasn't in MVP talks, he was in how far he can take this team to go and make it to the championship. I promise you, I heard within the last 5 years that, he's going to have a ring within the next 5 years. I've been hearing this for forever. And now you have at one time he was looked at as a potential Hall of Fame coach. You got him out of there. That's your legacy, man. Your legacy right now is you found a way to let your quote unquote Hall of Fame coach get fired and now have a new guy come in. And, you was looked at as one of the greatest quarterbacks that ever played the game without winning anything. So right now, his legacy is definitely on the line. I could have easily put Josh Allen in that same exact role as well. I could say his legacy is on the line. Anthony Davis, his legacy right now to me is on the line. It's what, because you could if we go back, everybody just go back and just think about all the people that we thought was going to be great or the ones that we knew were great and how they just kind of fell off out of nowhere. It's where did that come from? Or you see the pressures on and how they react to it. It's your legacy is definitely tarnished. So no, first thought would be Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen is right behind him. There you go. That's my answer.
When I seen that question or that little, excerpt, I thought along the same lines. I went right to the NFL. That was where I was just triggered to go about somebody's legacy. And number 17.
Welcome back.
For sure. Number 17 legacy is on the line. You hear me? Then the way he was crying at the press conference at that playoff loss, it seemed like it was cut right there. And it's kind of damn, what was it? Because he just knew, yo. I'm telling you, that narrative about the top gunners that's always in his way was not there this time.
And yes,
So it's like no, it's like you can't give him a pass like he lost to such and such, or he lost to such and such. Oh, it was a great matchup, but he lost to such and such. This year you just couldn't get it done. And you lost to who? Like come
nope.
on, man. Number 17, bro. His legacy is on the line, yo.
Yo,
Very thin line too.
Tone. I think I can honestly say this. If he would have actually, well, if the team, let's say the team, if the team would have did what they had to do, right, and made it to the Super Bowl, I think they would have won. I think the Bills offense would have pulled off that game against Seattle. I think offensive, like if you just look at the offenses, I mean, I would take the Bills offense well past the Patriots. It would have been I would say this. Seattle may have still won because they do have the better defense. But I tell you, it would have been a more entertaining game. You know, the most important, like the most exciting thing to that Super Bowl was Bad Bunny. That's it. The rest of that was this number of field goals, and a long run. If that's a pause moment, sorry about that. And crazy runs by Walker that just produced more field goals. Other than that, that Super Bowl was terrible. I bet you the Bills would have made it a whole lot more exciting than what the daggone Patriots did. But that's a different conversation.
See, number 17, man. For as much good as he does, just as much bad as he does on the field. Like he'll make a spectacular run, a spectacular pass, but then he'll have a dumb fumble or dumb interception. And it's like, yo, man, if he just cleaned up that game that they play in the playoffs, they probably win that. They win that first playoff. They win that game.
Mm-hmm.
But you wanna be Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? You wanna be that guy. You know what I'm saying? So now you're 17. Now you're 17. You wanted to be Josh Allen. Now you're 17. You better be number 17 this year. Be somebody different.
Just so
then it's like people coming back. You don't know how these people was in your way before. How they gonna bounce back? Obviously, we know Mahomes right not gonna be ready for the beginning of the year. Shit, who knows if he'll even play next season? But there may be somebody who might not be in his way, but can he get past everybody else? Can he get past coming young boys? Because truth be told, man, you still forget obviously that freak fucking play that Bo Nix was injured on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you still got a Denver team that's gonna come in next year and be in team record.
True. But if we was at the beginning of last year and we saw the scenario ever, like, hey Josh, Mahomes is not in your way. Lamar Jackson is not in your way.
Joe Burrow.
Thank you. Joe Burrow is not in your way. What you going to do? We all would have said, like, oh, the Bills are in the Super Bowl.
There's too much pressure on him.
Nope. Didn't happen. So there you go. That's your exactly. So I mean, we'll see what happens. Maybe it was his coach. You know, his coach got fired too. So maybe it was his coach. You know, maybe it wasn't him. Maybe it wasn't 17. It was his coach. Just like, you know, it wasn't Lamar. It was his coach. You know, that's what happens. You know, they blame the coach. Anyway, next question, bro.
Finish this statement however you like.
Uh-oh.
If I'm the GM of and you can go anywhere you want to go, but if you're the GM of
if I'm the GM of the Philadelphia Phillies, I would not have signed Schwarber to that huge contract to bring him back.
What you think is too pricey, you think it's not worth it? Think is he gonna decline?
He sell you tickets, and I'm sorry, Philly fans, and I'm a huge pause. Yeah, whatever. I'm a huge Phillies fan. Pause. Like I've been a fan of the Phillies since I was a babe. Like my father was taking me to games back when I was like 1 or 2 years old. So I absolutely love the Phils. But one thing that I'm tired of seeing is seeing these big wig players shrink in September. And Schwarber, look, all for the whole entire season, he's going to swing the bat well, and we all going to love it and be the whole city is going to be crazy. And then as soon as September hits, next thing you know, the bats get silent by all the big wig players. There's no Turner that's turning no corners because he can't even get on base. Harper all of a sudden disappears because all the pressure is now on him. Schwarber can't hit a homer in 5 games or get a single. He strikes out like crazy. If I was the GM of the Phillies, I probably would not have paid Schwarber. I would have went after another one of those hot guns that was out there. What do you think, Tom?
We think about what your take or
that and your answer to that too.
I don't know, man. It's just this team. This team, I don't even know if it matters who's really like on the team. They got the players obviously to get to the playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
These past couple of years, it's just been, as you said, like getting in these games, man, where these bats just go silent, man. Like nobody can get a groove, nobody can catch fire, and there's only so much the pitchers can do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's only so much they can do. They keep you in the game into the 7th, 8th inning. If you ain't producing nothing, and the pitcher may give up a little bad pitch here and there. It might go yards, 2, 3, nothing. We ain't been producing all game, 1 hit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody striking out. Yeah, man. I don't know if this team might need a hitting coach for real, like a better hitting coach, man.
Yep. They don't look like they need a hitting coach in July when they put up 10, 15 runs.
Yeah, we need Blonde. Yeah, when they do that. But you know what it is to me. It seems like this team is allergic to that. It seemed like they like if they ain't crushing the baseball, they not beating people like that. They ain't gonna ever win a game. Like let's just say they ain't never gonna win a game 10-4 with it being no home runs in the game. They gonna never put up that many from hits, getting doubles, singles, triples out. Like they ain't gonna be doing that. They get a walk here, base hit here, then somebody 1 yard, boom, 3-0. Then they get a couple more innings where it give me some 2, 3 bombers, and it's like, damn, they scored 11 runs. But it's just like, yeah, if they ain't catching fire, they ain't really doing it, man. So better hitting coach, man. Is what they need. But I like sport, man. It's sad to say, man. I don't know. I guess I'm with the contract thing. I'm with it. Like somebody was gonna pay him. Yeah, it ain't had to be us, but somebody was gonna pay him. And who would we have forgotten? You know what I'm saying? Who would have come to Philly? I don't. Who signed? You know what I mean? Let's look that up. Who signed along his numbers? Who would have been a better fit, or who you think he was brought to the table? You know what I mean? Or bought this ball club. Now, you know what I want to ask you though is, did you hear the story about Nick Castellanos on why he was benched in Miami?
because of his personal conversation that he had with the skipper?
Well, no. Well, no. He said that it was because he brought beer in the dugout.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
And they said that happened. They had said that happened early And then they was like they thought he'd have been gone from the team, um, sooner than he was, released or whatever. But yeah, man, he don't respect Rob Thompson.
Mhm.
They said he don't give no credit. He didn't give no credits to him. He didn't give no credit to the head coach. And they said his stance is that if you weren't in the major league, you can't tell me how to do my job. Like or
Oh,
I wouldn't take advice from somebody who never plays the game. He's like, how could you tell me what a 95-mile-an-hour fastball is if you ain't never seen one in the major league? So yeah, they said Nick had I guess a bad attitude when it came to like Rob Thompson, head coach. I forget his name, but yeah, man, they said it was bad. And then he brings a beer to the dugout. Like, what are you doing?
walking around with beer in his hand. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I heard. No, I did hear about that too. But
So it's funny. It's funny about that, right? The beer situation because what's his name? Bo Jackson
mhm.
gave a story about one time when he was with the Royals. He they said he struck out his first time at bat, and on the game at this particular game, he goes into the dugout. He said he's pissed off, and he was like, he's like what every dugout had in the back, a cooler, right? And he's like, what's
Right.
in that cooler? He's like, what's in that cooler? Some chill, what I'm saying, beer. I forget what kind of beer he said. He might have said Miller Lite, don't quote me, but he said he grabbed a beer. He chugged it, John. But he's doing it in like the clubhouse area, not in the dugout.
Right.
So he's sitting down in the gym. He come back out. He said, next bat, home run. He said when he went to the bench, he said the skipper was like, "Yo, you gonna go to the clubhouse again? Like, go ahead and crack another one of them jokes." It was like so. I mean, he wasn't trying to like obviously I guess take up for Dick. You know what I'm saying? Saying he needed to take a shot of beer, hit a home run. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, this is Bo Jackson we talk about. Like this is somebody
Exactly.
who's very very different than some Nick. Yes,
Con-
so, but yeah,
Considered
man.
one of the greatest athletes that ever lived, Mr. Bill Jackson.
And speaking of Bo Jackson, I seen him on a podcast. It was Shaq's podcast. And he asked Bo, he says, hey man, what do you think about Charles Barkley saying that he's the greatest athlete to have ever come out of Auburn? He's the number one athlete to come out of Auburn. So Bo like, listen, man. He's like, we all know Chuck. You just have to agree with him, man. He was like, so anytime, like he's been around me before. And he says, ain't that right, Bo? Ain't I'm the best athlete that Georgia, that Auburn has ever produced? He said, in his face, I said, yes, Charles, you're number one and I'm number two. And then Shaq was like, yeah, you're right about that, man. Like, you definitely have to agree with him because if you don't, he's going to go into a verbal thrashing back and forth with you, and he's going to always want to be right. So I was just like, the best athlete,
That's Chuck.
Charles. We didn't say the best basketball player.
No, best athlete.
Athlete is like a multiple of things. Like, I ain't never seen Chuck with a baseball bat hitting a home run somewhere.
Never.
And I ain't never seen him running routes either out there on the floor. Now,
Nope.
was he a beast on the basketball court?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And did I ever see Bo Jackson be a beast on the basketball court? No.
No.
But I've seen what that boy can do in the sport of football, in the sport of baseball. And
Absolutely.
That's an athlete. That's an athlete.
He could. Bo Jackson literally could have played any sport that he wanted to. Any sport that he wanted to. He's probably one of the greatest athletes that ever lived. And for the ones that don't know anything about Bo Jackson, just look him up. Trust me, YouTube is still around. Just look up Bo Jackson, and everything that we're saying right now will all make sense.
Right.
5 minutes watching, it will all make sense. Bo Jackson was an absolute monster, and so much that you remember they made a cartoon with him.
With who?
So the cartoon was, if I'm correct, it was Bo Jackson, Michael Jordan, and Wayne Gretzky.
Yes. Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
It was like, I forget what they called, the show, but it was like those were the three greatest like athletes or like players at that time. And so much they make like Bo Jackson like a straight superhero. That's how amazing he was that they put him in an animation to explain his athleticism. Crazy.
And I'm glad you brought up Wayne Gretzky. I don't know if you heard the iconic story about Wayne Gretzky, Jerry Rice, and Will Smith's son, I think, played football at the same high school, right?
Okay.
And Will, I guess, was so, big in stature, like where he wouldn't really make a lot of the games just because I guess he was busy, doing this, doing that. But Wayne and Jerry always win. So they said when Will came, they said he was so iconic that when he came to the joint, he pretty much not shut the game down, but like everybody was like in awe. And Wayne and Jerry Rice was like, are we like chopped liver over here? Like they was like, we never got this red carpet treatment that this boy, and like those are two beasts.
Yes.
Legends in their sport. And this is a sport, dude. Like the boys don't play no sports.
No.
But that's why they be saying, rappers want to be actors and be rappers and all that old cool stuff. But yeah, man, that was a crazy joint. But to get to my take on it, and I'm the GM of the Oakland Raiders. I am calling I am shopping Max Crosby.
Okay.
Seeing what I can get because that team is depleted.
That team is done, bro.
So they need a quarterback. You're trying to get a quarterback in there. You know what I'm saying? I think you got a shifty and decent running back, and you got to build an offensive line. Got to build that interior. So the best thing obviously they have to offer is almost making what I'm trying to say, a generational talent switch. You need to do it. You need to push that emergency button quick because we see what Denver and New England has done with a young core, finding a quarterback. We got to start there, man. And then I'm saying Max can get him that. So if I'm the GM of the Raiders, I'm shopping him. Yeah, he's a great player. You know what I'm saying? One of the best he has in the league. But his worth right now can get them back. You know what I'm saying? Could start, maybe help them get on track.
So right now the rumor is that Las Vegas is looking for at least 2 first-rounders and an impact player. So ultimately they want 3 players for him. And obviously the rumor right now is, the Eagles is right there in the middle to find out what's going on when it comes to Max, because I believe Max actually wouldn't mind being here, because when he was here visiting for the first time, he said he had such a good time playing there, like playing the Philly, as well as the environment here. He wouldn't mind being here. So obviously the rumor is, the Eagles want to talk to Las Vegas, to see if that's going to happen. But yeah, it's I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. He's that player that, just like Miles, why are you paying this man all this money and the team's not going to go nowhere? You can go ahead and try to recoup and try to rebuild this team, and Max would definitely bring in some collateral in order for them to go ahead and do that. I agree with your take on that one. All right. Any more questions, or is that it?
That is it, my God.
Okay. Now to our last segment of the day. I want everyone to see our cover for today and see if y'all guys agree with the pictures that's there. The question is, who's the real face of the NBA? If not today, real soon. Start off with SGA, Wemby, and then Mr. Edwards at the very, very end, Mr. Anthony Edwards. Tone, our NBA guy, for real. Who's the real face going to be in the NBA? Let's just say in 3 years, we'll think to say that LeBron is gone, that KD is on his way out the door, Steph is probably doing his exit tour, and the face of the NBA is going to be all fresh and new going forward. Who is that guy in your eyes?
So the question is, who is the face of the league, right? Because for what? 20 years, for the last 20 years, easy, it was Bron, right? Before that, it was Kobe, and obviously before Kobe, it was Mike. So is it the best player? Or is it the most popular player? Is it the most marketable player? Or is it the player that ESPN won't stop talking about? And then you gotta actually ask yourself, what does face of the NBA mean? Like I said, is the best player. But do they got global appeal? And do they got personality and media presence? Like we gotta really take that into account, I think, when we say the face of the league, because that's what the face of the league really means. It's a brand. The NBA is a brand. So they want you to represent that brand, you know what I'm saying, as if it was your own. Now, you know, yes, championships, winning, you know what I'm saying? You know, is going to have to take into account of that. Now, I see Jamar say the foreigners can't be the face. Yeah, because they face is a little, you know what I'm saying. But anywho, do win, like I said, do win and matter, right? Do win, obviously win championships. But you gotta be all of that. You do have to kind of be all of that in a sense because, like I said, NBA is a brand, and you're a nice guy off the court. You ain't got no run-ins. You know what I'm saying, like you got a dirty player. You know what I'm saying, you play the game right. Like I said, you winning, you got a fan base, you leading, vote getter, you know what I'm saying, all this and that throughout your tenure in the NBA. And again, like I said, winning, you know what I'm saying, carries everything. And the face of the league, man, like there's so many faces to me right now, obviously in the league who obviously you see like, damn, this cat's balling, this guy's balling, you know what I'm saying? This dude could take it. He could be that guy. Like, yeah, we were saying Ant Edwards, you know what I'm saying? Like, could be that next guy because he had the capabilities of obviously going to go to the Michael Jordans of the world, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But it's like, you know, Shea, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he worked up to the ranks. They did okay. They you know, built that team through the draft. They got a whole bunch of good players that they had, you know what I'm saying? They worked out a great deal. And then just him with this team. And obviously, well, last year, you know what I'm saying, they were just a hard team to beat. He's a very good player, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, with that too. Marketable, obviously, you know, well spoken, you know, not in the mix of anything, doesn't have a bad, you know what I'm saying, game rep, he doesn't play dirty, you know what I'm saying? He does all the right things, you know what I'm saying? So he could be in consideration. Of course, we still, going to scream or going to, say Ant Edwards, you know what I'm saying, because of, like I said, the kind of talent that he has. But, you know what I'm saying, like he's been there. He's been there. He's been to the brink. He didn't get to the tip of the iceberg yet. You know what I mean? He's been to the brink of it because, you know what I'm saying, being in that Western Conference Finals 2 years in a row like he was at one point. You know what I'm saying? That he had a shot, but you got Wemby, you know what I'm saying, coming up. That San Antonio team is young up and coming, you know what I'm saying? We can see them being an OKC type, you know what I mean, turnaround. And I'm always vouch for my guy, man, because he's a cool guy, man. He called me a homer, but Tyrese Maxey, he can be the face of the league. You know what I'm saying? Tyrese Maxey can be the face of the league. Yeah, I mean, and might not want to be the face of the league, but you want to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? You want to be that guy. I know the face of the league definitely comes with a lot of responsibility. Even though he's not capable of that. That's why I say I want to be, you know what I'm saying, the face of it. But like I said, man, I make the case for Tyrese Maxey. Like, you know, see, and you know another thing too. Like I'm glad he brought John Moran up, man. You know, a lot of these placeholders of things that they be put on these players is of course because of potential. Like John Moran, when he came in with his guard play, it was like, damn, like he's something different. You know what I'm saying? Like D Rose 2.0 type deal. You know what I'm saying? Could have been that guy, but he just clearly. I don't know if they really did homework on his back life, or he had just got like this, getting with the wrong group of people, but he just wasn't focused on wanting to be, that guy. Maybe he should have came out and said he want to be the face of the league because, I ain't saying not to protect yourself or you know what I'm saying, do certain things when you living that lifestyle, but go get security or just go try to, do something that you ain't got to be living like, gangster. And he, like I said, he just had the wrong people around him and that shit just went left for him. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know if he's never probably going to get that kind of status back. You know what I mean? He can still be a great player in this league, but as far as being that, what Jamar just said, he was supposed to be, or they put him in a position to be that.
Mm-hmm.
He fumbled the rock. Man. But right now, it's for the taking, man. I know a lot of questions before he blew his Achilles. Could it have been Tatum?
Yep.
Could GT have been, that guy? You know what I'm saying? So the league is ready for the taking because obviously it's got to be taken because of the old guys that's not going to be really around like that. So for the taking, man. Whoever wants to shade up one, you know what I mean, nothing to the young guys that's really doing it like so. It's there for the taking.
I agree, and obviously there's going to be levels to all that because it's being the face is one thing. Being great in other aspects of the game, which helps out your greatness, is another thing. I mean, you can say the last number of years is like you said, LeBron is that face that's now passing the torch. Before him was Kobe. But in the midst of the LeBron everything, like you could say Steph had the better career. Like I would say this that Steph rivals LeBron's career. And he's considered the greatest shooter that ever lived. You know what I mean? So there's like I said, there's levels to to the greatness or the face. But the one thing that I think that actually hurt John Morant and may hurt other players, we'll see, is what is the work ethic like? And we keep going back. I know me and you, Tone, we and I know Joel too. Shout out to Bird Gang, man. I know he will definitely be here next week. He was busy this time again, but it's okay, man. We're holding everything down for you, bro. But one thing that us three kept talking about is the work ethic of Tyrese Maxey. if if you don't see the growth of his game within the last number of years that he's been in the league, then you blind. My man is doing his thing, and he's doing it behind the scenes where nobody can see. He's adding stuff to his game just in the last game that I didn't see, like, earlier in the year. So he's always progressing. And in fact, the workhorse right now is still LeBron James. They still saying that he's the example of the workhorse, always in the gym, always getting himself right. When LeBron praises someone else's work ethic, like he praises Tyrese's, I mean, that's something. And why not let it be Tyrese? So I would say that this year is definitely his year to go ahead and try to go forward when it comes to that. But as Jamar said, it can't be a foreigner, but it looked like they're trying to push it to Wemby. I mean, it looked like they're trying to push it to be Luka. That's what it feels like. But if we was to look at the players that they're always talking about who's going to be that face, I would say Ant-Man would probably be the one that will probably be that. But I don't know if it's warranted or not yet, because I think Tyrese is trying to do something different. So I agree.
Yo, and to speak on that work ethic, story that I heard, man, I'm probably getting the player wrong, man. So if somebody's seen the story, but it was a Laker. I want to say it was Karan Butler, but it probably was another Laker. But it was a story that he told, and when he played with Kobe, he said that before he started playing with Kobe, he like told Kobe to meet him at the gym at like 6 in the morning, 5, 6 in the morning. He wanted to work out with him, right? And he says that when he get there at 5, he beats Kobe there. He's like, Kobe comes in like 5 minutes after 5. And he said, he like, oh shit, like what? I beat Kobe to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, like I'm setting an example. Like, I guess he thinking like Kobe won't really respect that. And they said that the ball boy, the trainer, whoever, somebody was there and was like, this Kobe's second time here. He was here at 2:00 this morning. So he like, damn. He was like, wait. He had already worked out. He had already had a session. He's just coming to help me out for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I seen a story with that with Kobe, man. He said he would sometimes start working out at 3, 4 in the morning because he was like typical guys on the off season probably start their workout 9, 10 in the morning. He like, I'm on my 3rd workout.
Yeah.
And he was like, mind you, he was like, and he said, just think of 2 weeks of sessions of it. He said, I done played so much more basketball. I'm in so much better shape than you. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like that's that mentality, man. Like that you just gotta have it. If you want to be the best, yo. And Tyrese Mack, it shows, man. It shows. You know he working on it. He out there, he's still seeing some growing pains, but he's still out there, doing whatever he wants, knowing how to play the game.
Absolutely. And I definitely agree with you on that one there. It is up to him to continue to do what he's doing and showing this world, showing the world that like Maxey is officially here. And I can't wait, man. As a Sixers fan, that's exciting for me, because we haven't had, a player that can excite like a whole entire city in the basketball world like this since AI. I mean, Embiid is Embiid. I mean, phenomenal player when he's healthy, but you wasn't truly excited, as a fan like Maxey can actually be for the city. So I'm excited for it. So we'll definitely see. Hey, look, we've been on here for an hour and a half, Tone. Like, yo, an hour and a half. Like, yo, I know Joel was mad at us. We decided to talk for a whole hour and a half without him. But But hey, look, for everyone that tuned in and that's here with us right now, I know this is probably the latest that we've been probably on in a long time, and this is like the off season for the NFL, right? In the heart of the NBA. So this is like kind of like our kind of like slow period right now. So we appreciate every single one of y'all for tuning in with us, for being there for us and being part of the show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate every single one of y'all. We appreciate every single one of y'all. But it's about that time to shut them down. Let me go ahead and get the theme music going. Yeah. It's about that time to shut them down. Tone, it's on you, bro.
Oh man, appreciate y'all. GNT Sports World was tuning into another episode 124. We thank you. Like I said, it was a long episode, man. One blast from the past, pause, but you know what I'm saying? It was good talk. Just gotta keep going sometimes. But appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Actually see y'all next week, next Wednesday, 8 p.m., 8:30. You already know how we do. So thank y'all once again, man. Tune in next week and laugh the pain away. It's actually this Friday. But guess what, people? The show sold out. The show actually sold out. So we started at 8 o'clock down at the World Cafe Live. We sold out. And guess what? There's another link that I just put up in my stories and my bio. We having a second show, y'all. We having a second show. So that will start at 10:30 because of the popular demand of the poet that's going to be there. I'm telling y'all, you need to go check out Season Dialogue. She will be at World Cafe Live. I'm telling you about big demand. Big demand. That's why we're having the second show now. So the second show starts at 10:30. Follow me on IG, Tone Promoted. Grab them tickets. Friday night. Yeah.
My man. Sean, I see you, broski. Appreciate you, bro. Seriously. You know, your insight and you being here, man, supporting us means the absolute world, bro. So I appreciate you, Sean. Thank you so much for being part of the show, and keep on joining us, man. Like, I'm going to be looking for your name on here all the time now, so you got no choice but to. We're going, if not, we'll stalk you. At the whole squad will stalk you. So, but no, we really do appreciate you. We appreciate our IG family as well. Jamar, Taya, Doughboy was in the building. Oh, Kane Digital was in the building. You know, we appreciate all y'all guys so much, so much. See, is there anything? Oh yeah. How can I bypass this? Like I said, I'm the captain, and I'm missing my little triggers and little buttons. But right there, see the boom, there it is. What is that? You may want to ask. Well, that is our pop-up shop. And our pop-up shop has a whole bunch of pop-up stuff that you can pop up and wear. You know what I mean? There's a whole bunch of nice stuff. Like let's see, for example.
Tuned up. Hey, yo, chef. And I'm feeling good. I got a feeling I'm on my way to make a couple millions. They didn't see all the hard work in the basement. They gonna see me shine bright from the ceiling. I got a feeling some gon' like it, some gon' hate it, most gon' love it. They say, you think you should boozy? I say, no, bitch, I'm bubble. I got a feeling I do what I want, I do what you can't. If you ain't putting gas in my tank or cash in my bank, I don't give a fuck what you think. I got a feeling I am the one, no, I'll never be second. And when I die, I won't just die, cause when I die as a legend. I got a feeling.
So, if you want to be part of the GNT family and wear stuff like what Tone is wearing right now, which represents our autism awareness gear, anything like what you see here, our regular GNT shirts. Hey, I can't go nowhere without my GNT autism awareness cup right here. Be part of the movement. Join the GNT family when it comes to pop up. The QR code is right there. Sean said, I got you guys. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. But yeah, our QR code is right there. Go ahead. take a picture of that, save it for later. But whatever you got to do, just go ahead and jump on there, see what we have to offer for you guys. And this is pretty much the winter line. And we got some more stuff that's going to be popping up on there when the weather starts to break. And we're excited about that as well. So that is pretty much it. To everyone that's out there, once again, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. God bless every single one of y'all. And y'all guys stay safe out here in the snowy streets if you're in Philly. But yeah, everywhere else, just stay safe. And until next week, peoples, we look forward to seeing y'all. We out. Peace.